princess of pop. And let's talk about the queen of pop, Madonna. Because there's this story from the same damn site that I got the Britney Spears story from that's spilling tea about what we could be expecting from this Madonna album. So let's take it with a grain of salt. Let me look it up because I think I have. Yeah, it was going by E News, but the actual thing it's enews.topnewssource.com. So that's just some unverified random site. But because we don't know what's going on with the upcoming Madonna album, let's just speculate. So, as y'all know, back in September, Madonna announced that she was returning to her dance roots on the follow up to her previous album, Madame X. Now, a new report is revealing that what themes the Queen of Pop will be exploring her upcoming body of work that apparently has Warner Brothers shook. So, following a cryptic tease about provoking conversations, sources close to the production of her 15th studio album due later in 2026 says the Queen of Pop is preparing what could be her most combative pivot in decades. And inside the halls of Warner Records, well, Warner Brothers Records, whatever you want to call it, excitement is reportedly matched with anxiety. The upcoming release marks Madonna's official studio return to Warner, the label that launched her career in 1982 and housed the first 25 years of her catalog. After a stretch with Interscope, which we didn't particularly care for what was going on with her relationship with Interscope, especially when her doppelganger Gaga was over there. Her discography is once again consolidated under the Warner umbrella, symbolically positioning 2026 as a legacy milestone. But insiders insist that isn't a nostalgia campaign, saying, quote, she isn't coming back to entertain you, she's coming back to settle the score. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. It's about she's not coming out to entertain you. Number one, first of all, the first thing a pop star has to do is entertain. Because if you can't entertain but also put the educational stuff up in there, which is the school, many of her daughters on down, like the Beyoncé's and so many others, have incorporated into their music. If you're not entertaining us, we're not listening. So Madonna will entertain you, but she'll put little things in there that'll make you think. So that's why I'm not really on board with the sentencing, but then again, let's continue. So they said she's coming back to settle the score. Now, early fan speculation suggested a glittering sequel to Confessions on a Dance Floor after Madonna posted the cryptic phase, COADF Part 2, 2026, and it had like a glitter disco ball emoji. The reunion with producer Stuart Price, the architect of that 2005 dance revival, only fueled those assumptions. But some close to the project claim the sonic direction is far less glossy than expected. So now, instead of radio polished hooks, excuse me, and euphoric disco crescendos, the 12-track record is rumored to lean into jagged club textures, industrial undertones, and razor-edged lyricism. Themes reportedly confront ageism, media caricature, and the industry's double standards towards women over 60. Now, if Confessions was escapist release, the album is described as something sharper, more confrontational, more personal. Comparisons to Erotica are already circulating now in 19, which it would make sense because have y'all noticed that Erotica is making a resurgence? People are discovering it. It's big on TikTok. Thief of Hearts is a huge hit now. Again, not saying now. It again, like people are starting to listen to even Madonna referenced Thief of Hearts in the video, which was giving little Easter eggs based on the little books that she had as she was touching when she was moving around the room. It was giving an insight into, well, according to the Madonna sleuth, of what we could expect from the record, like some of the references that she'll be using. So, yeah, they said 1992 Madonna ignited cultural firestorms by challenging sexual politics and public morality, reshaping pop's boundaries in the process. This time, insiders say the provocation centers on power and longevity. Quote, she's using the dance floor as a battlefield. It's biting, it's fearless, and it's not asking permission. But that sounds about right when it comes to her. For an artist entering her late 60s, yeah, because she's what, 67, 68? She's 68, 68. I think no, 67, because 68 is when she'll be Jesus. Let me stop doing math. Because she was born 19 was it 1950? Yeah, 1958. She's using the dance floor as a battlefield, they said. Now, for an artist entering her late 60s, the refusal to soften her edges may be the most radical act of all. Now they also talk about Warner. So they said publicly, Warner executives have celebrated the reunion as historic, a restoration of one of pop's most influential partnerships. Privately, industry chatter suggests communication teams are preparing for impact. Well, you always have to when it comes to her. Now, Madonna has never retreated from controversy, but in a hyper digital era where backlash cycles ignite in seconds, executives reportedly anticipate intense reactions, particularly if lyrics directly reference critics, cultural flashpoints, or media narratives that have trailed her in recent years. Well, who cares what her critics have to say? Her critics don't necessarily move the needle in regards to this, and people are always going to have something to say regarding her age, where they call her grandma and make the ageist comments, whatever the case is. You wish your grandmother looked as good as she does at her age. And there's a lot of women who are in their 60s that damn sure look good and youthful. And if you got the coins to maintain your figure and your features or whatever the case is, you go ahead and do that. Money well spent. Now, they also said the 2026 rollout reportedly extends far beyond the album. She also is said to be collaborating, as you may have forgotten, with Sean Levy on a Netflix limited series exploring her life and cultural impact. Meanwhile, renewed whispers about her long discussed biopic, once linked to Julia Garner, are resurfacing. So yeah, it's not just only about the album cycle, it's all a reset. So we got the album coming, we have supposedly the bio series that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know how many episodes they're planning to do with that. And then plus you're also supposed to get a movie. So maybe the movie will I was thinking maybe they could take the approach like they did with Michael Jackson. If you need to do a two-parter, film it all within one thing, split it into two parts. I would say like Wicked for Good, although we didn't need Wicked for Good, quiet as it's kept. But just film it all in one thing, split it out, show one movie, and then the next in 1 year, and then so like just to throw it out there. 2029, you release the Madonna a movie with Julia Garner, and then you release the second half in 2030, and the fans will come out and support it. Leave us on the cliffhanger. Now they said, well, look, Madonna has always been out here disturbing the peace, whatever the case is. I don't know why anybody's surprised by any of this other stuff. But now, with all that being said, let's unpack all of what was in this article. So, one thing that I've come to expect from Madonna is that even her less controversial body of work has always provoked conversation. So, when they go and say that Confessions on the Dance Floor was like all about the beats and everything, there were things themes that she explored in that record. Yes, sonically, we was up in there living, we was dancing, we was having a good old time when that era came out. But there were themes of self-empowerment, personal liberation, and independence. And then there was also she went into this, even though she's explored on other albums, like American Life. There was also Ray of Light, the introspective into the highs and lows of fame. There were those themes in there as well. There may be and there was also spirituality and religion. When you listen to Isaac, there's that introspective into spirituality and that sort of thing when you listen to the music and you listen to the lyrics. Now, if she wants to look, if she want to push the idea that women over 60 can be sexy instead of cowering in a corner waiting for the good Lord up above to call their ass home, as well as coming for those who have made ageist comments about her, then go off, Auntie, and go in and let have on your haters. But I am hoping that thematically, the album will have more substance than just clapping back at at people who are hating on you. So I'm hoping that there will be other themes there, and I think that when it comes to her, that we will get that. Now, as for the industrial undertones, no shade, but I do hope sonically she will utilize the sound better than Gaga attempted to do on Mayhem, especially since she allegedly hired Mayhem producer Andrew Watt to collaborate on the new album. And y'all know Andrew Watt just won the Grammy with Gaga 2 weeks ago. So bringing Andrew Watt in and having like that since they were mentioning industrial sounds or whatever, I'm here for it. Now, as for the High Wire act Warner is allegedly walking regarding the upcoming album, y'all know who the hell y'all dealing with when you're dealing with Madonna. Otherwise, you wouldn't have signed her back at Warner. So she's not some new artist that all of a sudden woke up one morning and decided to become controversial because she needs to algorithm hustle for relevancy. So, um, I don't know. While there's certain parts of this, I'm like, okay, I kind of believe it. Like maybe sonically, what we could be getting, there could be industrial sounds that she might be, this might be her most ambitious record to date, and maybe it is taking themes of erotica, like going back into the era, especially when you're a woman of a certain age and they're telling you that at 60 years old you can't be sexy. I'd be here for it. But before we get off on this article, I did come across this by accident. I wasn't even looking for it because I didn't even know about it. So, oh wait a minute, we don't need to talk about it because this was from 2014. So never mind. I just read the thing. I thought it said like it was last year, but apparently Chris can't read. But I was like, nope, never mind. Because there was a Madonna article that I thought was talking about that her album leaked early, but this was like eons ago. So never mind. Pretend I ain't said what I said. But yeah, but overall, that's basically how I feel in this situation. So in the meantime, I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding Madonna and these rumors regarding her upcoming long-awaited release? I did also read online, but I don't know if this is true. They said the album might be coming out in June. I don't know if I agree with that because she ain't come out and said it. So until she says it, we're just gonna play it as a rumor. But what do you guys think of this story regarding the upcoming album and all the things that was mentioned regarding what we could, sound wise and lyric wise and thematically, what we could be expecting? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.